Now, this is the Fox 11 News at 10.
As we unmask and begin to live our lives after 2 years of COVID, chilling news from overseas. COVID outbreaks in China and Europe are being called the worst since the beginning of the pandemic. What might that mean for us? I'm Christine Devine.
I'm Alex Michelson. Across the country, COVID cases are on the decline, but around the globe, a much different story tonight.
China experiencing its worst outbreak since the pandemic broke out in Wuhan 2 years ago. Officials say a total of 51 million people are now on lockdown. Omicron's more contagious subvariant BA2 is driving that surge.
Meanwhile, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland, Ireland, Italy, all reporting an increase in infections. Many of these countries have lifted most, if not all, of their COVID-19 restrictions.
So what does all this mean for us as we are trying to get back to normal?
Travis Rice live for us tonight at UCLA's Santa Monica Medical Center. Travis.
Well, no one wants to see the hospitals fill up here, especially if this Deltacron appears to be a true threat. But for some people, putting on these for a couple more months or years has them wanting to put them, well, you know where.
This is wonderful.
Problems are a world away when you're at the park.
I don't know what the new normal is going to be.
Ellie Salter is finally getting to see her grandson from South Africa, where lockdowns were some of the strictest in the world.
It's been so hard for them with, speech delays and, developmental delays and everything else. And not just because of the masks, but just because they weren't around people.
People seemingly more appreciative of the moments in person.
I don't know how much of it is overdone.
Mark Wiesenfeld never thought he'd have to wear a mask again after the Nazis invaded his hometown in 1940.
France thought that the Germans were going to gas Paris, so everybody had to wear a mask around the clock.
Just like then, he's happy to be able to ditch the mask.
Yes, incredible. It's a tremendous relief not to mask yourself, thinking the Germans are going to blow up the world.
Right, or another virus will come from China.
Yeah.
But while we are taking off the masks, 51 million people in China are under a travel lockdown for case numbers they haven't seen since 2020. But these surges might just be a part of the new normal.
Well, this is the nature of COVID. There will be new variants.
Dr. Suman Radhakrishna says we shouldn't let our guard down, but between vaccinations and other measures, we're a lot more prepared.
We anticipate these to keep happening. We first tried to eradicate COVID. It didn't happen. So we have to learn to live with it. Just like we live with the millions of different viruses that cause colds every winter season.
If they choose to wear one, we're okay with that too, of course. And same with employees if they choose to wear one. So it's really up to them.
Everyone's aware of what COVID might be next.
But right now it seems like it feels really nice, feels very comfortable.
Quick note on China, even though case numbers are surging in certain provinces, it is worth noting that there are so many more precautions in place between testing and travel requirements. Things are not as wide open as they were 2 years ago. Alex, Christine?